Schools in Katsina suffer insecurity setback. Doctors said to discuss fresh strike action. Experts push for early cancer screening. And on the foreign scene, Gabon ex-leader's family stays in London, avoids embezzlement trial. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Idris Dayabaturi. Now, local communities in Katsina's insecurity bedeviled areas are grappling with educational setbacks and environmental degradation resulting from years of banditry. One of such communities is Mabai in Kankara local government area of southern Katsina state. Abdullahi Amadi visited and now reports. I apologize. The report will be coming in our subsequent bulletin. And now moving on, gunmen on Tuesday attacked Daron village in Gil district of Jos South local government area of Plateau State, killing 2 people and injuring 1. Residents told journalists that the gunmen stormed the community, shooting sporadically, which resulted in the deaths of 2 persons while 1 person was injured. Confirming the development on Wednesday in Jos, Delop Solomon Mwantiri, the president of the Birom Youth Molder Association BYM, said the attack was preceded by an early warning of planned attacks on villages in Gil and neighboring settlement. Briefing journalists on criminal activities in the state at the State Police Command, State Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Adeshina, while fielding questions on the Tuesday night attack, confirmed the incident, adding that 2 people were killed. CP Adeshina said the attack was successfully repelled by officers of the command. Now, local communities in Katsina's insecurity bedeviled areas are grappling with educational setbacks and environmental degradation resulting from years of banditry. One of such communities is Mabai in Kankara local government area of southern Katsina state. Abdullahi Amadi visited and now reports.
Established in 1952, Mabai Primary School has produced hundreds of graduates who are now serving in various public and private sectors, contributing to national development. However, years of persistent banditry across local communities in Katsina State have forced many children out of school, a situation that has inflicted severe and perhaps irreversible damage on citizens' education. Children fortunate enough to remain in school are learning under dilapidated structures and unhealthy conditions, with many taking lessons in open and deplorable environments. Several classroom blocks have been destroyed by windstorms and abandoned for years, leaving limited spaces to accommodate hundreds of pupils and students from both Mabai primary and community secondary schools. Besides the restoration of peace to our communities, what is most important now is the rehabilitation and reconstruction of our dilapidated schools, hospitals, and other structures so that we can return to normal life. Right now, one of the biggest challenges facing most of our communities is the lack of basic facilities. Once our schools are fixed, honestly, that's a major step forwards. Following the conversion of Mabai Community Secondary School into a military base, students were relocated to the village primary school, a move that overstretched the already limited facilities and worsened the educational challenges in the area.
Happy that you are here. We want to appeal to the government to please come in so that you have the student. And the student look at it, look at the classes they were staying. Liquidated classes. So we hope the government will come in to assist us.
This situation underscores the urgent need for rehabilitation of existing structures, construction of new classroom blocks, fencing, and provision of additional furniture and learning materials. Encroachment by nearby residents is also threatening the available space for future expansion of the school, compounding the community's concerns. With a population of over 10,000 inhabitants, Mabai is not only battling educational decline caused by years of insecurity, but also facing severe soil erosion that has destroyed streets, houses, shops, trees, and other social infrastructure. The lack of a proper drainage system continues to threaten the survival of the village, making life unbearable for residents, especially during rainy season. As you can see, soil erosion is threatening this village. Along every street, the erosion is deep and spreading fast. It takes hours for rainwater to drain as it flows everywhere. The need for urgent support of erosion control cannot be overemphasized. This is only a glimpse of the broader crisis, as hundreds of communities across insecurity-affected local governments in Katsina are facing similar infrastructure decay and environmental degradation. Experts and residents say these challenges require urgent intervention to restore peace, rebuilding livelihoods, and promote social cohesion. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has scheduled an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting to review the 30-day ultimatum earlier issued to the federal government. In a notice addressed to the National Officers Committee, caucus leaders, center presidents, and general secretaries, the union said the meeting will be held virtually on Saturday, October 25, 2025. The agenda of the meeting, according to the notice, is to review the ultimatum and evaluate the government response to the association's unresolved demands. The notice, signed by its Secretary General, Dr. Shuaibu Ibrahim, said the outcome of Saturday's ENEC meeting is expected to determine whether the association will proceed with further industrial action. NAD had on September 26 given the federal government a 30-day ultimatum to meet a series of outstanding welfare and policy demands affecting its members. Now, the Nigerian Senate has suspended further consideration of the Criminal Code Amendment Bill 2025 following an intense debate over a clause related to abortion. The bill, which was presented by Senate Leader Opeyemi Bamidele for concurrences, seeks to modernize Nigeria's century-old penal code, introducing stricter punishment for offenses such as child defilement, attempted suicide, abduction, and possession of human body parts. The report.
The Senate took time to amend the Criminal Code Bill by emplacing stiffer punishment for offenders, particularly those found guilty of defilement of a minor, irrespective of gender. The bill, however, faced strong opposition during debate on a section that increases penalties for supplying drugs or instruments intended for abortion. Lawmakers raised concerns that the wording could criminalize doctors performing emergency procedures to save lives, calling for a clearer distinction between illegal abortions and medically necessary interventions.
So I thought that whereas the use of the word boy or woman was appropriate at the time, as things start now, the proper word to use is any person, whether the person is a girl or a boy, a woman or a man who is molested or forcefully violated. I think they should also be subject to the same punishment.
Another crime, punishment of this nature is life imprisonment. So 10 years is too lenient. We should be more serious. There are many girls that have been detained and sexually harassed and treated badly to the extent that when they are impregnated, they are thrown out in the streets.
So I do believe that if we are increasing the penalty for other cases of defilement is important. Abuse of male or female or men or women is important. That this also should carry a much higher term than just 5 years. And I would want to put a motion that it should also be increased to at least 10 years.
Peter Onyekachi Nwebonyi, with the golden crown of Ebonyi North Senatorial Zone, I rise to second a motion praying for stiffer penalty on section 226, sub 2 of the Criminal Code, sought to be amended to increase the punishment from 5 years to 10 years. I so second.
Colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2025 and approved the clauses 1 as recommended, clause 2 to 3 as recommended, or as amended rather, clause further consideration of the bill and the report deferred and referred to the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for further legislative action.
Meanwhile, the Senate passed the Federal Road Safety Commission Amendment Bill and the Dietitians Council of Nigeria Establishment Bill for concurrence.
Now, the National Emergency Management Agency has deployed an emergency response following a petrol tanker explosion that claimed 39 lives and left more than 60 others with severe burns in the Esan Community, Kacha local government area of Niger State. The tragic incident occurred around 3:45 p.m. on Tuesday along the Badegi-Agai Road. NEMA made this known in a post on its X handle on Wednesday. Confirming the development, NEMA said its Director General Zubaida Umar immediately directed the head of the MENA Operations Office, Hussein Isa, to activate the rescue team and deploy to the scene to support the Niger State Emergency Management Agency and other responders in rescue operations. The agency said multi-stakeholders rescue team has commenced a detailed assessment of the damage in the affected community. Now, the Kaduna State Executive Committee of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has unanimously expelled its Deputy Chairman, Ahmed Tijani Mustafa, and 8 other members from the party over alleged misconduct. The decision for the expulsion of the members was part of the resolutions raised by the organ of the party during its meeting in Kaduna. The ADC state leadership alleged that the expelled members, which include the state publicity secretary of the party, Idris Musa, were found guilty of alleged gross misconduct such as insubordination, holding illegal and secret meetings to usurp party leadership, falsification of documents, and extortion of members of the party, offenses which are capable of tarnishing the image of ADC. Addressing a press conference shortly after its meeting, the chairman of the party, Patrick Ambut, maintained that the leadership of ADC in Kaduna State remain committed to peace, discipline, and the rule of law as enshrined in the party's constitution. Ambut explained that the actions of the deputy chairman were an abuse of office, adding that those actions were tantamount to causing disharmony within the party in the state and the Northwest Zone at large. Now, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has received 147 Nigerians who were stranded in Libya. They arrived at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos, aboard an Air Libya flight on Tuesday evening. According to NEMA, the returnees included 100 adults, 35 children, and 13 infants. They were received under the Assisted Voluntary Return Program, supported by the International Organization for Migration in partnership with the federal government. Officials of the Nigeria Immigration Service conducted biometric registration and documentation, while NEMA provided food, medical care, and counseling to aid their reintegration. The agency says the cooperation reflects The operation reflects the government's commitment to ensuring the safe and dignified return of its citizens abroad. Meanwhile, the IOM says over 4,700 stranded Nigerians were repatriated in 2024, mostly from Libya, Niger, and Chad, many of them victims of trafficking and harsh conditions. Now, the European Union has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Nigeria's creative industries and the broader African cultural landscape. EU Ambassador to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Gautier Mignot, stated this during the Afrobeat Rebellion exhibition held in Lagos to commemorate the birthday of Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti. The event, hosted at the EcoBank Pan-African Center, brought together European ambassadors from several countries, including Poland, Finland, Belgium, and the Netherlands and Portugal. The exhibition showcases photography, sound, and multimedia installations that celebrate the legacy of Fela's music, highlighting its political consciousness, cultural pride, and global impact. Ambassador Mignot described the exhibition as a powerful example of cultural diplomacy, saying the EU remains committed to strengthening partnerships in art, music, and education under the Team Europe framework. He said these collaborations will continue to connect people across borders, foster mutual understanding, and build opportunities for Africa's creative industries to thrive. Now, moving on to more stories. As part of effort to reduce the high rate of breast cancer in the society, medical experts are calling for regular self-examination and clinical screening, particularly among women aged 35 and above. They emphasize that early detection gives a higher chance of survival. Victoria Tukulu has more.
Breast cancer remains the most common cancer globally and the leading cancer affecting women. Medical experts say early detection offers a greater chance of survival. However, in Nigeria, many cases are still presented at advanced stages, reducing the likeliness of successful treatment. Experts further explain that women aged 35 years and above are at higher risk and are therefore advised to carry out regular self-breast examination and seek immediate medical attention when they notice any changes such as nipple decolorations, differences in breast size, or the presence of lumps. Speaking on the importance of early diagnosis, Dr. Ageta David, a director of research and consultant pediatrician at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, emphasized that early detection remains the best way to improve survival rates.
When it is detected early, the chances of survival are very high. But in Nigeria, the order of the day is late presentation. So I believe that women, there are many strategies to screen for cancer, starting from the simple self-breast examination. So if you examine your breast as a woman, it should be done at least once a month. And you notice anything unusual from how your breast used to look. Maybe there is a lump, maybe there is some skin changes, maybe there is pain, something unusual, there is a discharge that you were not seeing before. That is the time to go to a healthcare practitioner to get checked.
Also, pharmacist Gilbert Ogbewele advised women to go for monthly medical checkups and to have a mammogram done at least once a year to ensure preventive and improved healthcare.
I believe that there's a lot of information going around about breast cancer and how to and early detection. My advice would be that every woman should report to a clinic. Every woman who is at a risk of getting breast cancer, and that's through, when we talk about risk of breast cancer, whether it's genetic, family history, or nulliparity, and some other risk factors like that, should go and get screened. I believe that there are a number of activities going around, even in the media as well. People are coming up to speak about breast cancer in Nigeria.
Some women spoke on their awareness level and practice of regular breast examinations.
Please, early in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, use your hand to press your breast. Maybe you see any loss inside your breast, you have to go hospital to observe you how the breast.
If you wake up in the morning, if you discover that your breast is swell up, or you do anything as you do before, if you too penny, you will go and check. Maybe I don't understand what is the happen with my breast. Oh, a doctor help me check it. Oh.
If doctor says something, if you see something inside your breast, they can say you have cancer, and cancer is not good. It's not our portion in the name of Jesus. Cancer is not good. You have to check yourself. You touch your breast, check it very well. If you don't see anything, that means you don't have cancer inside your breast.
To curb breast cancer and improve survival rates, experts continue to emphasize the importance of regular self-examination and annual mammogram screening.
Now, a late evening fire on Tuesday destroyed several shops at the popular Alaba International Market in Lagos, leaving behind properties worth millions of naira in ruins. Confirming the incident, the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service said the inferno started around 7:18 p.m. in a two-story building located opposite a popular eatery in the market area. According to Maria Fadairo, the service's senior public affairs officer, the blaze affected several lock-up shops dealing in furniture and power equipment, but no casualties or injuries were recorded. She said the fire originated from the topmost floor of the building shortly after electricity supply was restored. The Controller General of the Fire Service, Margaret Adeshe, commended the swift response of emergency agencies and urged traders to adhere strictly to fire safety measures to prevent future occurrences. Now, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has confirmed 13 new cases of Lassa fever and 4 related deaths within the 40th epidemiological week spanning September 29 to October 5, 2025. According to the NCDC's latest situation report released on its official X handle, the new infections were recorded in Ondo and Edo states, two of the states most affected by the outbreak since the beginning of the year. The agency said Nigeria has now recorded a total of 924 confirmed cases and 172 deaths across 21 states and 106 local government areas in 2025. The case fatality rate CFR currently stands at 18.6%, marking an increase from 17% recorded during the same period in 2024. During the reporting week, 117 suspected cases were recorded, bringing the total number of suspected infections this year to 8,041. The NCDC noted that over 90% of all confirmed cases have come from Ondo, Bauchi, Edo, Taraba, and Ebonyi State, which remain the epicenters of the outbreak. The center reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening surveillance, laboratory diagnosis, risk communication, and infection prevention and control across the country and contain further spread. And now in business, the federal government of Nigeria, through the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Kingdom of Denmark to strengthen collaboration in digital transformation and innovation aimed at driving inclusive and sustainable economic growth. The agreement was formalized in Lagos during the Nordic Nigeria Connect conference, themed Forging Partnership and Sustainable Impact. The event also saw the Lagos and Enugu state government pledge new partnerships in Nordic countries to advance technology, agriculture, energy, seaport development, and trade. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, described the MOU as the beginning of a strategic alliance that would open up new opportunities between Nigeria and Denmark. He said President Bola Tinubu's administration has mandated the ministry to promote an inclusive digital economy through robust international cooperation. Tijani emphasized that the collaboration will accelerate innovation-driven development, particularly in sectors such as digital infrastructure, entrepreneurship, and talent development, while supporting Nigeria's broader economic diversification agenda. On her part, Lina Gandiez Hansen, State Secretary for Trade and Investment at the Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, noted that the MOU followed Tijani's recent visit to Copenhagen, where he inaugurated the Nordic Africa Summit during the Tech Barbecue Innovation Festival. She added that Denmark remained committed to deepening its engagement with Africa's largest economy through knowledge sharing and capacity building initiatives. Now, away from Nigeria, Gabon's former First Lady and the son of the country's deposed leader, Ali Bongo, will not return to Libreville to face trial for embezzlement of public funds, their French lawyers said on Wednesday. Sylvia Bongo and her son Noureddin are on conditional bail in London following the August 2023 coup that toppled the Bongo dynasty, which had ruled the oil-rich country for over half a century. The pair are scheduled to go on trial in the Gabonese capital on November 10, but their lawyers said that was procedurally unrealistic, partly because neither of the defendants had formally received summons at their London address. Rather, they said they learned through the press about the trial dates. Shaw and Francois Zemeri, who is also part of the legal team, said they would write to Gabon's Attorney General accusing the government of aggressively pressuring the judiciary for political ends. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. My name is Idris Laye Bature, thanking you for being with us. Good evening.